Awesome. So today is September 8th, Tuesday night. So guys, I just want to quickly introduce, for those of you that don't know, but I think many of you know her, my success partner, Tiffany Smith, who's a superstar and just amazing person overall. And tonight she is going to talk to you guys about how to just turn that to-do list into like productive, effective, scheduling and just how to be overall much more effective and efficient in your businesses. And she's super organized. So I hope you guys have a notebook handy and ready to go and just ready to roll out because she's amazing. And I'll let her tell a little bit about herself because, like I said, I don't know if you know everyone, Tiff. So you take it away. I'm going to mute everyone out so we don't get any background noise. And I just want to make sure I don't mute you out, Tiff.
Nope, I'm not muted. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Perfect. And go ahead.
All right. Well, first off, thanks for having me tonight, Kira and Team ReDefine. I'm very excited. I have some of my, coaches on the call tonight as well. So I just want to say thank you very much. I think it's like really funny that Kira says that I'm like organized because it's taking me so long to learn how to be organized in this business. It is when we first come into this business, it's very overwhelming. We have so much information kind of coming at us and we just don't know what to do with it. And that's kind of where I found myself. So what I want to ask you guys is there's going to be some really good information. It's going to be, you're going to need to write some notes down and definitely need your attention for it. So if you're on Facebook or anything like that, definitely, I would turn that off so you can listen and not have to re-listen to this call later on because it is much easier to listen now and get your questions in. I would also say if you have any questions, have a piece of paper beside of you and you can write those questions down because I'm going to try to share my screen so that, I won't be able to see your hand raise or anything like that. So we'll take a couple questions at the end. Well, first off, basically I want to say how many of you have a to-do list on paper? Just raise your hand. I can still see you, by the way. And how many have it on your phone? And how many have it on both? And how many have it up here in your head? Everybody's hand should be up because one of those places you've got your to-do list on a Post-it note, on an envelope, everywhere, all different places. And it's mixed in with your personal stuff. It's mixed in with your business stuff, all of those types of things. And I found myself doing the same exact thing. I just had no idea how to organize all of my thoughts, everything that was coming in. When I'm in the training and when I'm starting new as a coach, all I wanted to do was just get done what everybody was telling me to do, but it was just so overwhelming to me. And I just didn't know how to organize it all and get it done. And I'll tell you a little bit about, me and my story basically is, I became a coach about almost 2 years ago to the date. September 11th is actually my 2-year anniversary. And when I first became a coach, again, I got very overwhelmed in the business and then I just took off. I got organized. My husband helped me and I got organized and I just took off. I did really awesome. I was doing amazing things. And then I started trying to become a leader, but I didn't know how to take those new leadership roles and bring them into my business as well as, doing the maintaining of my business and still grow. So what ended up happening is I started maintaining my business and stopped growing my business. I lost my diamond after I hit diamond in 4 months. I lost my diamond and my business kind of gradually started going down and I lost my momentum. I was no longer on the leaderboards. I'm a ruby, so I like to be, I'm an emerald and a ruby. So I like to be up there on the leaderboards and stuff. And my momentum was going down. And then a couple other things happened. And then when I got back into this business about 6 months ago and I was serious about it, I said, you know what? First and foremost, I've got to get organized. I've got so much going on, with my kids because, in this business, it's a roller coaster and you get overwhelmed. And how many people out there, sit there and say, I've got so much to do. And your daughter or your son is coming up to you, beside you or your friends or whatever, and saying why won't you play with me? Or Mommy, can't you read me a book? Or, any types of those things. And you just feel so bad. And you have 5 more minutes. And, 25, 30 minutes goes by and you still haven't done anything you were supposed to do because you're sitting on Facebook doing nothing. And your daughter is still over there wanting you to read a book. So I'm here to help you guys organize all of those thoughts that are in your mind and make them into basically a schedule on your calendar, when you're going to do it, exactly what you're going to get done, when you're going to do it, and so that you have time for your family and focus time. So your mind is not concentrating on something else when you're playing hopscotch in the driveway with your kids. Because I know that it happens. It happens so much in this business. You know, and I failed twice in this business. I gave up twice in this business because of it. I just got overwhelmed and I didn't know how to move forward. And my family was saying that they wanted more time from me. And I felt like there was so much out there that I had to do, and I didn't have any time to do it. My kids go to school from 9 to 1. And I would sit there and go, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I've got this and this and this. And, you know, oh man, like I've got that to do. And I didn't have anywhere to store it in my head. And so I'd say, oh, I just have so much to do and I have no time to do it. And so then I'd say, you know what, like, I'm too overwhelmed with it. I'm just going to sit back. And I would sit at Starbucks and I'd say, I'm just going to check Facebook. 3 hours goes by and I got to go pick up my kids. You know, I didn't get any work done. I have the time. We have the time. It's that we don't have the focus. We don't have the plan. We don't know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. So that's basically what I'm going to go over with you guys. And first off, I'm going to start on a high level of what it is that I have come up with, like a new system that I've kind of created by all these different things that I've tried. I've tried OmniFocus. I've tried all these different types of, you know, things. And this is what works best for me. This may or may not work for you. You can take bits and pieces of it. You are more than welcome to take every single bit of it. That is what we are here as leaders for you, is so that you guys can actually take what we give you in our groups, in our teams, and duplicate what we do so that you can become leaders and do what we do. That's what somebody did for us, you know, and that's what, you know, we want to do for you guys. So anyway, first off, I'm going to describe at a high level, like what it is that I do. The 3 elements, there's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Well, first off, let me just show you. Is everybody with me? I didn't bore you yet, right? Okay, cool. All right, first off, I went and bought myself one of these old school paper calendars. This basically has the months in it. You'll see, I took pictures of it so you'll be able to see. Has the months in it. And if you switch to the months, you know, it looks like this, just open days. And then if you go to the week, it'll give you the time slots. Now the time slots are very important. They're going to be the last step of what it is that we do. So first off, we have this. And then I have another just binder. It's just a 1-inch binder, nothing special about it. On the inside, I have 5 tabs. I'll go over these tabs with you, you know, when I share my screen. So first off, let me get to my screen here. All right, there are 3 steps to what it is that I do. There is a monthly calendar because we have to know what we're doing on a monthly basis. This means the challenge groups that we're inviting to, what is coaching groups, anything that your team, if you're doing it with your team, has scheduled out on their calendar. This needs to be put on your calendar. Then number 2 is going to be our to-dos, or our thoughts and tasks that kind of come into our brain and how we organize that. And then 3 is something that I call my business action plan. It's how we take all of those thoughts and that monthly calendar and combine them and take all the recurring tasks that we have and we put it on certain days and we put it into time slots. Okay? So I'm going to try to be as efficient and effective as I can when explaining all of this. So it is going to be a lot of information and I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can. First off, I organize my business by mail, M-A-I-L. And mail is M for manage, A for administration, I for invite, and L for leadership. Now, manage is going to be managing my Facebook pages, my groups, my, any types of things that you have to manage on a daily basis. Administrative is any of those tasks that need to get done, create a coach application, create a, challenge group video. Those types of things are tasks. Invite is always going to be invite. You know, you're inviting to a group. You're inviting someone in private message. You're following up. Those types of things. Those are going to go under invite. L is for leadership. That's going to be anything that has to do with my team, posting in my team rank advancements, any types of those stuff. So that's how I organize my business. And when I say that, that is how I organize my Google documents. That is also how I organize my thoughts and my tasks. So first off, we're going to go and do the big picture of the monthly calendar. And I might have to stop share screening and then go back to switch to something else. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so this might be pretty overwhelming at first. Let's see if I can get that out of the way. I don't know if you guys can see that, but okay, so this is my monthly calendar here. And this is for September. What I do is I try to have a theme for the month, and it kind of goes along with whatever my challenge group's theme is. So basically ours is fall into good habits. So I try to make any of my Facebook posts, you know, my personal Facebook posts or my like page posts, kind of have that bit of a theme. If I don't have any thought in my mind of what to post about, that's what I'm falling back on. I'm saying, okay, well, let me post a good habit. Let me go research something. Let me talk about like the habits I'm trying to change or the habits that I have, you know, problems with. You know, Melanie Mitro had a very good idea about basically having a campaign for your month and talking about those things and having that jab, 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 right hook. You know, you talk about that all through the month, and that's what you're inviting about. So these arrows, I'm not going to go into detail too much about my calendar and the schedule of my calendar, because this is pretty much like an Anita Myron calendar, and you can look at her video on YouTube for that. But I do those little arrows for inviting. These are the days I'm going to invite on my luck page, on my personal page for my clean eating group. I'm going to put in here, like, this is the day I'm going to open my clean eating group, and this is the day I'm going to start my clean eating group. And you guys will do something like this when, you know, you find out what days that you are planning your groups, your coach challenge groups, or your, you know, what is coaching groups, any types of things like that. Also, I put them on little Post-it notes because I don't like scribbling it out. And I always find myself like changing things around and saying, oh no, I can't invite that day. You know, I messed something up. And so now I've basically learned to just kind of do it on little Post-it notes so I can lift it up and move it over. Up here on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, these are all just ideas of, again, if I can't think of anything to post about, I'm going to put it up there. Now, I don't have a social media posting calendar. That's what I'm going to work on next. But right now I want to focus on, you know, perfecting this. And then over here, these are the things I'm going to be talking about during the week on my Facebook pages. Basically, if I am inviting to a coaching group, I want to talk about like how coaching changed my life, my coaching story. If I'm inviting to a challenge group, I'll post before and after pictures, stuff like that. So this is basically how I organize my calendar. That is the first step. Then what happens next is you need to have a to-do list. Basically, I think I got to stop the share screen and move to something else. Let me move this again. Next, we need to work on, where is it? Sorry, guys. I thought it was up. Here it is. Okay, so basically now we have thoughts in our head. We have all these ideas and all these to-dos in our head, and they've got to go somewhere. So what I use is the reminders on my iPhone. It's just an app on your iPhone. I don't know if Droids have it or what, but this is the iCloud version of it, basically. Whoops. So this is the iCloud version of it. And what I do is anytime I think of anything that's going on, I dump it into an inbox. And I say, okay, you know, I got to do this. I got to prep for the Team ReDefine call. I've got to reply to the email about my October wellness event. I'm hosting an event here in my neighborhood. And I write all these things out as soon as they pop into my mind. Then what I want to do when I have like 5 minutes or something, I take these and I say, you know what? Let me move this over. I say, you know what? I need to put this in a MAIL. So over here, you see MAIL. I need to find out which section that it's going to go in. So here I'm going to say, you know what, the team redefine call, that's going to go in leadership. So leadership, remind me on, I'm going to say today's date because basically that's when I need it. Open the new September challenge group. Okay, so that one I'm going to say, you know what, I need to go back to that calendar and see when I'm opening up that September group. So I'll check back on my calendar and I'll say, you know what, I'm opening the September group. It starts on the 21st and I need it opened. My notes say on the 19th. So I'm going to put on a reminder on the 19th at 9 a.m. And I'm going to change it from here to manage. And then I will push done. And it disappears from here. And it'll go over here to manage. Now see, now you see it here and it has a deadline, because a task without a deadline is going to remain in your to-do list forever. So make sure that you have a deadline on it. If it's not important, down here, I have created a later list. So these are things that I want to get done, that I've been trying to work on, but I really don't have the time and it's not a priority right now. I also have items to delegate. I have personal development. These are things that people have said, hey, Tiffany, listen to this. Hey, Tiffany, watch this one. Hey, Tiffany, and I'm like, that's too much. So I put it all here. This is things that I want to listen to when I have the time. Then, there's leads. I have post ideas and I have blog ideas. So basically that's how my inbox and my tasks are organized. Now, how do I take these tasks and put them into a plan, basically into a certain day? So I'm going to switch over. Keep this in mind here that we've gone through these manage, all these different tasks here, the MAIL. So keep those in mind. I got to stop again and reshare. Okay, so, oops, open up the wrong one. Well, that's okay. I can show you here. So basically what I do is I go to the folder that I told you about, the purple folder, this one. I don't know if you can see my screen or see me. But anyway, so this right here is the tabs that I have. I have the monthly and weekly plan, this week's plan, next week's plan, my challenge groups, and potential challenge group people. That's not that important, those tabs. What is important is this is what I call my business action plan. This is the month, the business action plan for my month. Now, all of the MAIL, when I'm planning my month, the MAIL from my phone that I want to get done for this month is going to go right here. Everything that needs to get done in this month is going to go right here. That's coming from my phone. Okay. And all of those deadline dates are right here. Okay. I have a D right here just in case that if I'm delegating it or anything like that, it's an option. Like I just put D next to it to delegate. I have an assistant. As soon as I, write everything down right here, you'll see on this side, this is the beginning of the month important business tasks. So these are things that are going to happen at the beginning of every month. They're going to be different for you than they are for me because I'm running a team. You may or may not be running a team. I have some other groups that I'm involved in as well. So these might be different for you than they are for me. End of month tasks, down here, you'll see that I put, check on a coach online office for specials, invite previous customers and challengers to a new group. Anything I can think of that I want to do on a monthly basis, I'm going to put in one of these two sections, not on a weekly basis, but on a monthly basis. So also like talking about my goals, setting up new coach training groups or, writing out my goals for the next month. Also creating my calendars for my challenge or for my team. So have I got everybody? I hope so. Okay. I told you it was a lot. So what we do with this information now is we go, well, let me take another step. So we have items that happen on a weekly basis too. As Beachbody coaches, we always have something to do. There's always, we're recognizing a new coach. We're announcing a new coach in the team. We're announcing a rank advancement. We have a team call that's coming up. We have to listen to the national wake-up call. All of those things that happen on a weekly recurring basis, those are going to go in this. This is a weekly business action tracker. So basically on Monday, like these are all the tasks that I have to pay attention to on Mondays. These are the ones for Tuesdays. These are the ones for Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and so forth and so on. I have some marketing, social media things down here that I've just added. So whatever your recurring tasks are for the week, you should have a place, something like this, where you can put them on here. Now I just have one sheet, so then I can check off that I've done it for this week, for the week 2, for week 3, week 4, week 5. If I want to delegate it, I have a little checkbox there as well. So then what we do is we take information from this monthly calendar right here, this monthly action plan, and we say, you know what, this video, let me see what day I've got it on here, September 9th. Okay, so we say, you know what, September 9th is what is challenge group. That needs to be put in here. So I will print off 7 of these, which is the daily business action plan. I'll print off 7 of these. And what you'll do is you go in and you basically look back at your monthly plan and figure out what the days are, write the days up here, and assign them in the MAIL section here. Okay? You know, if you didn't write the MAIL down on your month, like that's okay. You can just figure it out. But I only have 3 sections for MAIL because you don't want to put too much on your list of things to do for the day. So basically the information from your month goes into the days. Okay? Then you have your top priorities for the month. Now, to find out my top priorities for the month, I'm looking back at my calendar, the big calendar, the colorful calendar, and saying, you know what? Today is September 8th, and I need to invite to my group on my like page. So that's what my notes say right here. I also need today is the beginning of my clean eating group. So on my, you know, if this was the 8th up here, my priority would be invite to challenge group on like page. You know, tomorrow I'm actually getting a mani pedicure. So it happens to be a priority because that's what I'm making it, and I'm going to Vegas on Friday. So got to make time for yourself too. And also, you know, I did happen to put this in here. You know, it is something that is personal, but it is a priority that I need to get done tomorrow. Today I had groceries written on there. So those are things that just happen to be a priority that I have to get done no matter what at the end of the day. You take those tasks from the month, you put them into the MAIL, and you can, if you want, go to the weekly one and take those and put them in this section as well. But for me, I just kind of go back and see what day it is and make sure that, you know, I do what's ever on that list. I don't write it on this part. Okay, so you will see that this is recurring daily tasks, basically our power hours. And I say power hours because it's not always an hour. And when you become a leader, it is definitely not an hour. You know, you can work this business and grow in an hour. But if you want to be a top 10 coach, you're not going to be able to get things done in an hour. It's just, I'm just putting it out there and saying it like it is. But if you want this, and this is something that is important to you, then definitely, you know, stay up later, wake up earlier, find the time. But anyway, again, you'll see the MAIL over here in the recurring tasks. Now, manage, these are all things that happen on a daily basis. This is where I'm posting in my Facebook page. I'm checking in the groups. I'm going, oh my gosh, like I got to check in the groups today. Like all of these things that we're supposed to do every day that, you know, at the beginning of this business, they tell us, don't forget to check your Coach Online breaking news, and don't forget to check, you know, invite 3 people a day to your network, and start new conversations. And you're just like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, it's just too much information. So you gotta just organize it. So here I've made it really simple, and I've done a little number 1, a little number 2, and a little number 3. Basically right here, invite. These are all the things that I have to do to invite. This is the most important part of your day. This, if there is no time in your day, this is what needs to happen. If you want to move your business forward, These are the tasks that need to get done. You are starting new conversations. You are adding 3 to 5 people to your network. Whatever the information is here. So this has to get done, number 1. Then number 2 up here is managing your groups, going in, checking into your challenge groups, talking with your, posting 1 to 2 times on your Facebook page, or 3 to 5 times on your Facebook page, or like page, and all of that types of stuff. Preparing next day posts. Like, gosh, if you don't prepare tomorrow's post, the world's not going to end. Neither is the inviting, but your business isn't going to move forward if you're not inviting. Okay, guys. Then number 3 is the administrative. You see how I've kind of got it boxed out like this. You see that? So this stuff right here is this as well. Okay. So what I do with this, this is the stuff that is just the administrative. I don't want to say the BS stuff, but it's just the stuff that, we need to get done because we've planned it out and we've taken it from our heads. We've taken it to the month that we need to get it done, and we've taken it down to the day. And if you don't get it done, you're going to have to move it to the next day, anything like that. So basically I have a 1, 2, and a 3. Now, what do I do with these 1, 2, and 3s? Right here, I have put how much time that I have allotted. Now, you may or may not have 2 or 3 hours in your day to work on the business, but you're also not going to have as many tasks as I probably have. Also, I know myself. I know that I am not a very focused person. So I know that checking in my groups is not going to take me just 10 or 15 minutes. I know that you just have to understand that you know yourself, and people will tell you over and over again, don't get distracted by the notifications and this and that. But if you know yourself and you know that you probably are going to do that, allow the time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you not to do it, and you're going to do it anyway and say why didn't you get anything done? Well, you know what? Get stuff done, but just give yourself enough time. I give myself 30 minutes to do this. I could probably finish it in 10 minutes. But I give myself 30 minutes because I know myself. I know I get off track. So anyway, there I go, getting off track. So anyway, 1, 2, and 3. I have the hours, the amount of time kind of set that it's going to take me to get these things done. The other things I have down here are 3 vital behaviors, working out, drinking our Shakeology, personal development. I know when those things happen every day, it's become a habit after these 2 years. So if you're new in the business, you're still going to want to write this on your calendar, but I know when these things happen every day. So I don't need to write on my calendar. Other tasks that might have to happen, you can write down here as well and fit into this section here. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's move up to, this is the week. This is the nitty gritty. This is where the magic happens. So this is where you get your stuff done, basically. You have to, guys, if you go all the way, what I was doing so often is I was going all the way to the point where I would say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is when I'm going to do it. And I would put it on, say, okay, I'm going to do it on these days. And I would just have this big list of to-dos on that day and not have any hour set aside or any time set aside that I was going to do it. And I went to my husband, because I literally had a breakdown probably 2 weeks ago, going, I just don't know what to do anymore. I have so much going on. The kids are coming at me, and I don't know what to do. And he is very efficient. He's a very great high level executive, reads all kinds of organization books, 6 Sigma black belt. I don't know if any of that means anything to you guys, but he was like, okay, you're missing the most important. The most important is finding time in your day, assigning time in your day to get the stuff done. So what I have done here is everything that you see in pink is things that I can't change. It's meetings. I have a Moms with Swords. It's just my mom's ministry. And then basically down here, down here, you see 1, 2, and 3, everything in yellow. That is the 1, 2, and 3 from here. 1, 2, and 3. So basically, I have taken all my thoughts from my brain and saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to do it. And saying, you know what? That task, that call for Kira, I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to prep that at this time, on this day, at this hour. And that's how I have learned how to get things done. And I am still trying to master this. But it has worked for me for the past few weeks, and I'm very excited about it. It's the first thing that I've ever stayed consistent with, and that has worked for me. So I hope that, you guys got some really good information about, out of this. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kira and open up for Q&A if there's any time left. I tried to be as fast as I could, but. Kira, you're muted.
I muted everyone but myself.
Oh, there you go. So I just wanted to open it up for everybody, but.
Yeah, no, I think this is awesome, especially because across the board, I'm sure many of us have seen the Beachbody Business Activity Tracker or some other sort of tracker. I like to use the Power of Three, but that might work for me and might not work for someone else. And we all just kind of have to figure out almost our own system. And I liked how you kind of have it laid out and you broke it out by categories that were more just than get your workout done and read your personal development. It's, like you said, it's breaking it down of, your leadership areas, your administrative areas, that sometimes it goes back to that, gosh, what's that book? And I'm drawing a blank, the things that we procrastinate. Frog.
Oh, eat that frog?
Eat that frog. Thank you.
Eat that frog, yeah.
Drew a major blank. And that's where the admin stuff kind of fall under, and you're making that a priority to kind of get done. So I think that was awesome. Those sheets that you showed, can you upload it on the team page?
Yes, I actually, and I was going to say that, you guys, if you have a Mac, I have the actual files that I can share with you, from a Mac, where all you have to do is go in and you can edit your own. I also have PDFs of the blank version, where you can just write it in. However, I do suggest that you recreate it, because if you are having these recurring tasks that are happening, you're not going to want to rewrite those every single week. So, if you have a Mac, I can share it. And if you have a PC, I think you can import it into maybe Excel, and it might read it. You might have to just kind of adjust everything. So, or you can recreate it, it might take a little bit of time, but I'm telling you, the 3 hours or 4 hours that I spent creating this, has saved me so much time, and I've gotten so many things done and taken off of my to-do list. And Kira, you're so right about the Rockstar tracker, the business activity tracker, all these different trackers. And I even created a daily log tracker, and it just wasn't getting things. It wasn't taking it to that next level, like my husband was telling me, and putting it in an assigned time to get it finished. It was telling me you need to get all this stuff done in a day, and I was missing, well, when the hell am I supposed to do it? Because my kids want me to play, and I got to cook dinner, and I got to prep my food, and I got to work out. I don't know when I'm supposed to do this stuff. So basically, and I actually realized that it wasn't taking me as much time to do all of the tasks that I actually needed to do, because the list in my head was this long. But once I assigned dates to it and said, okay, this is when that needs to get done, and that's when that needs to get done, that's when my mind became clear, and I was able to focus on what I need to get done for that day and that hour, and play with my kids for the other part. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not have to worry about that big long list of things. So yeah.
Can you just go over your binder tabs one more time?
Oh yeah, sure. So I'll share screen real fast. Okay, so the binder tabs, right here, I just have the monthly and weekly. So behind that is the two sheets. This sheet, that monthly one, and this weekly one. That's the only thing behind there.
Okay.
And then I'll put the most recent on top. And then this week is 7 pages, and I do from Friday to Friday. Just because I organize and I do all of my planning on Fridays. So, and I print out 7 of these sheets, which are the daily sheets, and those will go behind that this week, this section. Next week, because sometimes I because I'm on vacation, I like to plan maybe a week and a half. I find myself not being able to plan more than 10 days in advance. And so I'll print out 7 days for right there for next week. This is just challenge group. I have an application for my clean eating challenge group right now. And these are all the people that are in that group, so that when I go to that little task that says follow up with your clean eating group, I know exactly who I'm talking to, because I have that list of people, or the page of people. And then this is just potential coach group. So that's my what is coaching group for any coaches that are in that group that I need to follow up with. And I don't do it for my regular monthly challenge group, just because I usually know who's in those groups. And I don't really need to, I just go in there and check up with them. I don't have to private message them like daily, you know what I mean? Like when you're doing the what is coaching group and the clean eating group, those are things where I need to talk with people like numerous times a week. So
that was perfect. But that was actually leading perfectly into my next question, which was, how often do you reach out to your clients, whether you're doing a group with them or not? Like, what is your, do you have a set schedule that you do that?
No, I don't have a set schedule. Let me see if I can find my binder. Hold on, I disappeared on you. So what I actually do is, gosh, I don't know where my binder went. Okay, oh, here it is. So what I actually do is when I'm having conversations with people, and this is like a whole other way of organizing for, or another call, but basically for, July, these are all conversations that I have had. It doesn't mean that I reach out to Beachbody people, but this is just a totally different folder. This is just my leads. And so what I end up doing is, anybody that I've talked to, I write their name down. If I invited them, I put like a little, check mark next to them. And then if they're coach potential, I'll put like a C or something, or highlight them, whatever. And then if they ordered from me, I put a line through their name. So then I know not to contact them. Then the next month, it'll basically be the same thing. And so then that month, when that month comes up, I kind of go back to the last month and just check up with all the people and just say, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? Yeah, it is a little time consuming, but, I don't do it for every single person. And in my challenge groups, I'm more involved with the people that are in my challenge groups. And I'm following up with them. I try to follow up with them like weekly or bi-weekly, but we're usually in the challenge groups and that's what they're for. So I try to keep it there. And then my clean eating groups or my what is coaching groups, like those people I'm following up with like almost every day because they're in those groups and I'm trying to get them as challengers. And my coaches, I do like one-on-ones with my coaches and stuff like that. And I try to follow up in my team page and stuff. So as far as people that are were interested or are interested, I kind of go by a person basis. It depends on if they told me, okay, get back to me next month. Like I'll write a little note, told me to get back to them in October. So something like that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
I guess not.
Cool.
Well,
then I expect you to all be very organized and your kids are so happy and cheering. And I want to see lots of pictures of you guys playing out at the park.
Love it. Thank you so much, Tiff. I really appreciate you just showing everything and anything that you have on hand and looking forward to those documents for the rest of the team to use.
Awesome. Yes, I will definitely post it. And let's do a picture before we go. So everybody smile pretty.
Oh, look, at least she warns you guys. I just do it.
Everybody keep smiling. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Thanks for having me. I hope you guys have an awesome night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.